I'd like,
Action.
I would like to call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the Urban Renewal Agency. It's 4:31. Roll call. We have Lisa Garcia,
Present.
Rick Van Aken,
Present.
Julie Evans. Not present. Allison Vicenzi, present. Next item, approval of minutes from August 27th, regular meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll mention two first. I didn't have any notes.
And I'll second.
All right, all in favor, aye.
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 Next on the list, you have the facade grant application from the Danforth Museum of Art.
Anyone? I have some questions about it.
Okay. As far as I see, we don't have anyone in online or in person here to represent the Danforth. Do you want to state your questions and we can put them in an email?
Yeah, yes. I just want to confirm the requested amount. It seems as though 13,000 was estimated for the windows. And then I see requests from the URA for two different amounts in two different places in the summary. On the first page, which is page 8 of our packet, it's 15,865. And on the last page of the contractor bid, which is page. Yeah, now I find it.
It became,
But it's
16,795.
16,875. Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
about $1,000 difference in what's requested from the URA. So I was just curious if we had a final number and if the 13K was no longer estimated, but was it
actualized.
actualized?
I don't have clarity on that. However, I do think we can make a motion to approve the grant for up to the higher amount, but limited by proven receipts and financial review. I have a sense that there might be discrepancies because they submitted for two different meetings and the estimates had changed.
Oh.
So it might just be something that wasn't caught in the review.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I do think that either way, the secondary estimate of windows and installation was always to be determined, but it was just a placeholder that was estimated by the themselves.
Yep.
To be in the right ballpark.
That makes sense.
Well, I would entertain a motion to approve this grant up to $16,789.50.
Seconded.
Well, I didn't motion. Someone needs a motion.
I'll move.
Okay, Rick.
I will move.
Lisa,
Seconded.
second. All right, all in favor, aye.
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 Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, both of these applications had a lot of information, so that was helpful. Next on the agenda is facade grant for the De Young Gallery. 209 South Main. I do not see anyone in the room or online that is here representing the De Young Gallery. Did you guys have any questions or clarifications required?
I did also have questions. I think in general for this grant, I'm having a little bit of difficulty distinguishing between. And I was hoping someone could explain it, what was actually flight and repair versus what to me read a little bit like a redesign, just to accommodate the gallery rather than the pawn shop that was there previously. Specifically when it comes to the lighting. I'm not on the page that has the exact number. Yeah, the lighting. It seems like there was a change to the lighting outside of the building. It's listed as a safety issue. I'm not certain that it is a safety issue. There's street lamps on Main Street, so I'm just like a little confused about what's being submitted for the purposes of the facade grant and for blight and repair, rather than what might have been included simply because they've redesigned the entire exterior of the
Sure.
building. And I just want to make sure we're not distributing TIF money for things that are not relevant to our grant. So I wanted clarification from the owners about the lighting and just a little bit more about what the door moving from one part of the building to another, how that actually accommodates ADA. It wasn't clear to me what about the door being further to the left of the building, how that prevented it from being accessible to people. I'm not sure if the width is changing or what have you.
Mhm.
But I was just curious for more details on those two items. I think the others are a bit more clear. It says there's wind damage from the awning, for example, the brick is crumbling a bit and they need to redo the brick. That all makes sense to me, but I was seeking clarity on the other two items.
Makes sense. I had questions on the awning, just being as it's tied to the signage and how our grants don't cover new signage, we just cover removal of old signage. So I didn't see any cost listed for removing the old awning, but I didn't feel confident covering the new signage. That, since it's designed to be part of the awning. And awnings aren't technically part of the facade. Right, like a separate accessory. So it sounds like we have questions on the lighting, the door. And the. I have a question for City Manager Gager.
Mhm.
Are those questions able to be answered by the applicant, or is that more of a city finance director decision? Because everyone can tell why they think it's relevant to the application, and they clearly have read the application very thoroughly and are following the guidelines as much as it seems, to the extent that they can, but there are some discrepancies in that decision making that I feel as though the finance can provide an unbiased decision.
Yes, certainly. Thank you, Chair. We do have guidelines for the program, and as was pointed out by another board member, signage actually, or excuse me, by you, signage actually is specifically not allowed and was not contemplated for the grant program. And so, yes, we have done this on other grant requests in the past, most recently for the Shane Center application, where and actually as well for the building on the 100 block of North Main, where the next to Campione, where that event space is. There were some items that were disallowed by the finance department based on the guidelines. So we would be happy with a similar motion to the prior that is up to a certain amount, pending approval of eligible costs by the finance director. And yes, at first glance, certainly the signage would be disallowed. And we would talk with the building department to find out the dimensions of the former doorway to see if those truly were ADA improvements or not.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Should we then make the motion up to 15,649, which would be the requested amount minus 2,175 for the awning, and then with the lighting and the door to still be determined?
Yes, I think that would be an appropriate motion, just pending approval of the applicability of the requested reimbursements.
How much did you say?
15,649.
15,600.
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve the Young Galleries facade grant up to 15,649. Pending
Okay.
approval from finance.
Okay, and I will second that.
I'm in favor of that as well.
All right.
You're gonna have a policy.
Little bit of progress.
Oh, moving right along, next new business item is the review of applications to fill board vacancies. And seeing as we got 4 applications and then a 5th came in the last few days, that was added to the agenda. But it was added in a way that we didn't have enough time for all of us to adequately review, it seems, and so we have an opportunity here where we can make a motion to create a subcommittee of 2 urban renewal board members to further review these applications and any more that may come in the next 2 weeks and follow up with any interviews and questions directly with the applicants. And then the subcommittee would make a recommendation to the board at the next meeting on which to approve.
Okay.
I understand, Rick, that you have given your
Yeah, I
resignation.
submitted that
Yes,
resignation.
and I'm aware of that. In the bylaws, the resignation is not official until replaced, but Rick's term is actually out. So that might be different. He might be a different case, actually. No, okay,
He serves until replaced.
we have to serve as a replacement.
We got you, Rick.
I've been on lots of boards where they said, you can't leave until you find a replacement.
Yes,
So,
the good news is I feel confident with the amount of applications and the quality of the applications that we will find your replacement.
oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I would feel comfortable moving with that direction versus making a decision today, but I'm also open to board commentary and motions, if you have any.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the subcommittee was an option. I was just gonna say today that given the number of applicants and the quality of the applicant, I know some of you are here today right now, but some folks are not.
Mhm.
That I would just love an opportunity to talk to everybody a little bit more individually. So if the subcommittee will allow us to do that, then I think that's a great idea. I know you and I have spoken to some of the applicants individually already, but the one that we got today, for example, I don't know who that is.
Right,
So we should probably talk to her.
right.
So yeah, that would be fine with me. Do we have to pick the subcommittee? Should
We do have to pick the subcommittee today. I would make a motion to appoint Lisa Garcia and myself to a subcommittee for the board application review. To meet in the next 3 weeks. Probably prior to that, say 2 weeks, and then come up with a recommendation.
Okay.
For next month's meeting.
Sounds good to me. Was that a motion?
That was a
Second
motion.
That's motion. You need a second from me. I can make a second.
All in favor?
All right.
Actually, before we move on, as far as the applicants go, I just wanted to just voice what I'm hoping for from the new board members. Considering the amount of applications that we got, I think I'm hopeful that we'll be able to find somebody who has minimal conflicts of interest, who has a demonstrated interest in the community, which almost all the applicants do, we know them personally, and will also have time to do the work. I want to make sure that we're not adding anybody to the board who just wants to voice an opinion, but who knows that we have a lot of work ahead of us, given the amount of money that we have available to us now, and the downtown master plan being approved, and that we do spend time that's not spent right here doing work outside of this board, and I just want to make sure that whoever comes on board will have the time available to do that. That's just the general statement that I would like to make.
I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I think as well in our follow-up questions, we will be asking people to elaborate maybe a little more on why they'd like to join the URA at this time. And obviously an interest in the growth and development of downtown, but specifically which projects might people have in mind as we move towards a more proactive approach, and then also the potential to organize ourselves into subcommittees from time to time so that 1 to 2 board members can take a lead on certain projects so that we can be effective in between meetings and move things forward and be more proactive overall. So that's probably what people can expect to be asked, and then, you know, maybe some, going off Lisa's comment, just reviewing some of the relevant experience that might help with this board, and it doesn't have to be directly related to urban renewal, but just some similar projects and experience in the past and how that might help us move forward effectively. So I appreciate everyone that applied. I was really pleased with the amount of
Yeah.
applications and the interest in this board, and I think this is a really good time to have new people and new experiences to help us really grow effectively. So thank you. And I'm sorry if anyone was expecting a decision on that today, but just given the sort of last minute applications and then a couple more that are pending that haven't arrived yet, I just think this will be the best path forward, and then we can have a good conversations individually with everyone.
How many total applications have we got so far?
We have 5 on
5.
5 in this packet, and then one else, that's another one that's definitely coming,
1 to 2 more.
7 almost.
So we got a good range of people to talk to, and
Sure.
and I'm a firm believer that you want to find people who are, as they say, on the same page, you know.
Right,
And they're not coming with a specific agenda of their own or anything like that, you know. Cause you need to be able to work together. It's only a 5-person board, so it's not like you have a lot of leeway for differences of opinion or whatever.
absolutely.
Get to the point. All 4 of the applicants that we have here, I see as being well qualified. That the issue of conflict of interest has come up
Mhm.
Mhm.
pretty regularly. Yeah, it's really difficult for a lot of people. URA can be pretty self-serving. You know, they want it to be. But anyway, I think that's a good idea, that step back. So I guess I'm stuck until next meeting. Well, if you guys keep me abreast of what your findings are and where you want to go with it, so that I'm prepared. I'm not sticking my neck out.
Absolutely, and your opinion very much matters for this because you've been part of the board for several years, and so I don't want you to think that then your voice doesn't matter, Rick. Your voice matters, and your gut instincts are gonna be helpful as well, so we will
Thank
do our
you.
best to follow up and summarize and make recommendations for the next meeting.
To that point, should we give ourselves a timeline? I think our next scheduled meeting is actually like right before Thanksgiving, which is probably not a great time. So I don't know if we want to try to adjust our meeting to a different week, but also should we give ourselves a deadline for when we talk, by the time we talk to everyone, so we can send information out to Rick and Julie?
Yes, I think we should aim to get the information out to them at least a week in advance, but up to 10 days. That seems possible. So where are we at? We have 2, 3, so the 26th is the next meeting. Are you going to be able to make it on the 26th? I think we
I'll
should
be
still
here.
have it on the 26th.
I know we usually. Yeah, I know we, like, December one, I know we usually cancel or lose, but I don't know if Thanksgiving is a conflict for anyone here.
Rick, do you plan to be here on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving or call in, able to call in?
The Tuesday before Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm, 26th.
Oh, yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think
see-
since it's Tuesday, not Wednesday, people should still be here even if they were traveling or going away for the actual day of Thanksgiving. And,
Mhm.
Couldn't people still Zoom?
people
Yeah.
can still zoom in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we want to make that clear. That's always an option.
Okay, so
Because
then
look how big these screens are. Like you're here.
just drag them.
Yeah, absolutely. People could plan to Zoom. So then Lisa, we should probably,
Like the 15th, maybe?
well, maybe you and I meet the 12th
Yeah.
or around the 12th and then try and get all the interviews done. Either set them up to be done on one day that week, essentially, and then maybe it would take at least 2 days of overflow in case we have scheduling conflicts, and then by the 15th, come up with our recommendations.
Wait, sorry, what? So you each individually meet with people between now and the 12th, and then we'll regroup on the 12th, is that what you said?
No, I think you and I should meet with people on or around the 12th, one day that,
Oh, so
one
we
to
just
2
do
days
it
that
like-
week. Yeah,
Like sessions?
yeah,
Okay.
schedule them between now and then to be like back to back, or as maybe 2 days, just since I'm assuming, we'll have differing schedules. So like 2 afternoons or a morning and an afternoon of calls or meetings, and then chance to
I
review
just,
with us.
if we could have like a little bit more flexibility on that, that would be helpful for me, I think. I'm just not sure if like those 2 days would be days that I'll be free. to
Sure,
chunk
no, I'm just
time.
thinking 1 or 2 days that week.
Okay. So like the week.
I think
of
we
the
should-
11th.
Yes, I think we should try and meet with everyone as back to back as possible, so that it's all around the same time. And we're not like meeting with someone, then waiting another week to talk to the next person. I think it should all be sort of fresh.
Okay.
But I don't know with your schedule, my schedule, and everyone else's schedules, if that's gonna take 2 days or what, but I can work to schedule all those. And you can let me know your availability that week.
Okay.
And it could be the 14th, it could be the 15th. I'm just estimating. I think once we meet, we should aim to have recommendations prepared by the next day or the same day.
Should we, I guess we can take this offline too for a subcommittee, but I'm happy if we just want to split the list. I'm also happy to reach out to the people that I'll be interviewing if that's easier for you.
Okay,
Don't want you to have to do all the scheduling.
sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Back to the agenda. We don't have any old business today. Do we have any public comments in the room or online? None online. Comment, right? Those public comments, any additional board comments?
I have a board question.
Okay.
I don't know if I missed anything because I wasn't here last month, but our meeting was canceled, so maybe not. What happened with our budget and our priority ranking from the June meeting? Did we finalize that? Did we approve the budget?
We did not approve the budget. We talked about scheduling a follow-up conversation with EPS and Crescendo to review their strategy documentation.
Gotcha.
We also discussed waiting until we've filled one or both of the board seats so that those people can be part of the discussion and the budget going forward.
Okay.
So no update on that yet. But seems like we're moving forward in the right order of operations at least.
And if I could just interject, so just to be clear, you do have a budget that has been set and approved for the year. The conversation was about priorities within the context of that budget and where.
Oh,
Yes,
everyone
like
to be
the amount is
directed.
decided.
The amount we spoke about in August then is the set budget amount.
It is,
So like
yes.
what was attached to your staff report. Okay.
Yes. So just us deciding how to
Prioritize.
how to
Yeah.
prioritize and potential limits on things like the facade grant program to be like a dollar limit, not per project, but per category is something we talked about. And then moving forward on a call for proposals. As well.
Thank you. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything in the shuffle last month. And I was not here.
Any additional comments? I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Okay, Rick, second.
Seconded.
Meeting is adjourned as of 4:56 PM. We'll meet November 26th. Again at 4:30. Next, in this room and on Zoom.
Unless the world turns upside down.
Yes.